Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So as promised, I told you guys I wanted to show you guys some content of at least the last boss before the patch drops. So I don't know if this is gonna work with the audio because there is music playing in the background. So I'm playing Diablo kind of loud so that hopefully it will cover up the music. If it doesn't and I have to mute it, then I'll just redo the video. But anyway, the highlight for the official audio is going to be linked down below, and I'm kind of going to be narrating and talking a bit as this happens. Alright, so let's talk about a couple things. So the start is, this is the last boss, Malachai. Malachai is a very upset boss. He's got...
okay. Now I see why people bitch about playing melee.
He's got two phases. We're currently in phase 1 in this fight. Phase 1, you can see he's got a laser. So there's a piety laser here. Piety is helping you. Then you have Malachai himself. So in a scenario like this, what happens is if you touch that laser, you get shocked. He has a slam that'll one-shot you. I think his base auto attacks are near like 2,500 unmitigated. There's a bunch of ads that spawn that pretty much just give you life. He's got a bunch of little orbs that shoot out. When this part happens, he becomes invulnerable, gets a proximity shield, and you have to kill Piety to unbreak the invulnerability. He also has this little hentai squiggly shit that pops out. This kill was done on Cruel with no deaths. It's basic gear, almost self-found. As you can see, that bug still exists with invisible things while you're porting in and out. So again, on this phase you have to pretty much break through Piety, and then you'll unreveal to break the shield open. And there's constantly projectiles you need to dodge. There's little like mines on the floor that you have to dodge. He also throws these projectiles like these bodies or that thing right there. If you saw it, these little things that are flying out. I'll see if I can catch it. There's this little hentai gate. There's the little projectiles. There, that thing, that little explosion. And I believe those explosions also leave kind of like a desecrate ground on the floor. I'm assuming this fight is majority physical. I don't know 100% what is elemental and what is physical from the fight. So after doing this, you can see the shield breaks, and then Piety again begins to try to help you. From here, you're just going to DPS him down. Anytime he goes underground like that, that means he's going to do a slam. So whenever Malachai goes underground, he'll reappear at one of your set locations, and you want to just run away from the set location of where you were. He also has a slam like so right there. As you can see, I believe someone said it's 4,000 damage unmitigated on Cruel. I never took a slam, so I don't know 100% of how much damage it does. So in this fight, on phase 1, because this is phase 1 again, you have Malachai. After you get Malachai to a certain amount of health, then you have to kill Piety. Then you hit Piety to half health, and then you have to switch back to Malachai, and then you go back to Piety one more time, which is upcoming right now. This fight is pretty intense. It's really angry. I will say that melee doesn't have it too bad in this fight. I thought it was much easier to do this on a melee character than on my Wander. Now, it could be because I was, playing a Wander, and, well, Wanders are not really the best things to do bosses with when you're self-found. So that could totally be the reasoning behind it. And this was done with a 4-link again, pretty much self-found gear. The only thing that wasn't self-found was I think my prismatic eclipse I bought on my character, which you can see on my right hand side. And this was, if you guys saw the build before I was creating, it was like a ground slammer. This is pretty much the same thing. It's just I swapped up axes or maces for axes and used ice crash. I still don't know what I want to play on the new leagues. I think it's going to be a Wander, but man, I really just don't know. With the meta changing, I've gotten a little bit bored because it's just too much shit to try to keep up with. So I guess I'm going to try out a Wander and see how it goes. So you can see we're going to enter the next phase of the fight.
Honestly, like a summoner would probably do this without a bonus roll. Or Cycloner. Again, Cycloner has mobility. They don't have to stop.
So I'm really scared to play the audio. I don't want the video to get flagged. That's what I'm scared of. This is his next phase, where I think for melee he's easier in this one than he is in the second one, than the first one. In this phase, he does everything he does normally. So you can see there's his slam, there's his little gate. Now, whenever he does that, you get free DPS time for a little bit. Except in this one, he teleports a bit more. There's his slam. You can see he's going underground. And you'll notice that there are these 3 little things. So you've got like a heart. I'm just going to call them a heart. I think they're called the bellies of the beast. 1, 2, and 3. As you damage Malachai down in his phases, he'll become invulnerable yet again I forgot to mention previously that when he becomes invulnerable, he also deals damage around him if you're near that proximity shield. So to break his proximity shield, you need to individually damage these Hearts of the Beast. Now, one issue I had with my Wander is trying to set up a Frost Wall in this fight is kind of hectic. As you can see here, there's a lot of projectiles moving around. There's a lot of damage to be taken. There's damage over time on the floor. He's melee and he's ranged. You know, he's kind of everything, and he is not a very happy camper. So this fight is a pretty stressful fight. Again, this fight's on Cruel. Merciless is just kind of bonkers right now. You need to have, like, I mean, I guess you could do it relatively easily, again, depending on what you're playing. Like, Summoners and Totem Specs can always get away with a lower amount of life, simply because they're not actually taking damage. Their summons and their totems are. I forgot to mention, I think he actually heals. He heals a little bit in between the phases as well. So it's a really fun fight, and for once I actually will say it's a fun fight. You know, in PoE, it's never been hard to progress, in my opinion. Cruel Dominus, I guess, was our variation of hard, but this takes it to a whole nother level, to be honest. It's a very fun fight. I don't know if it's getting tuned or not. I could totally see it getting toned down because it is pretty difficult, but it's just fun. It's cool knowing that, like, some people will actually, you know, grind out 10 levels before they can even progress to the next act. Some people don't like that. I think it's kind of neat. You know, it's just new to PoE. I think I did this fight at 53, and I believe Malachai's area is 55 to 56. So I was relatively, you know, not under-leveled. I guess it's technically under-leveled, but I was of the same level, you know, level range. I wasn't over-geared or over-leveled or anything. And again, the fight was just, it was a blast. It kind of makes me want to play melee, because melee is a lot of fun with this style of dual wielding. I'm huge on the dual wielding styles now because they're just so quick. Here, I don't know what happened. I got really mad and for some reason fat fingered like 7 buttons in a row. But the style of dual wield for me is just really cool because it's so fast paced. It's so fast. One hand shield can also, you know, get to that extent too, but then it just doesn't feel like dual wielding, and then it's not a badass spec. So I really did want to dual wield. I don't know, again, like I said, what I'm going to play. Wild Strike isn't very descriptive. It says it strikes with your melee weapon. I don't know if that means main hand or exactly how that works. If that's similar worded to Reeve, then that means that I could play it with dual wielding. I'd have to see, again, all the stuff around it. But, you know, I definitely might want to try out one of the new skills. But I think I'm going to first start the league off with a Wander. It's just, so it's like overload of information, and like nobody knows what to do. Summoners right now are extremely strong too, but I haven't gotten to play a summoner, so I don't really want to try leveling as a summoner because it's gonna take, you know, it's gonna take me a little bit to kind of understand how to play them again. But summoners right now are nuts. There is this specter. There was this mob I found in maps. It's like a spider, and it shoots like rapidly. It's like brrr. And it does insane damage, and if you put it on a Spectre, it just decimates everything. It just decimates, like, it annihilates it. It just eats it alive. It is so crazy. One thing to note is in this fight as well, I'm trying to keep uptime of 5 endurance charges and fortify at all times. So this is additional mitigation, along with granite flasks that I'm trying to keep up. So additionally, you would take probably quite a bit more damage in most scenarios here on this fight. I mean, this boss hits really, really, really hard. I've got Fortify linked on my Leap Slam. That's why you can see me kind of jumping around playing Frog or whatnot. There's also another thing. If you see that orb right there, one of the degens actually heals the boss and hurts you. I believe someone said that. I don't know what's 100% accurate. There's still so much to fucking learn on this fight. Like, it's just, dude, it's a nightmare, but it's fun. It is a lot of fun. I couldn't imagine, you know, how this fight would work in a map, because you're given such a small little area. I guess they could just duplicate, or like replicate it. Sorry, that's the word I'm looking for. But there's that, and then the boss went down, and that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. I can't wait to see you guys in a couple of hours on the Path of Exile, you know, stream. Well, I should host at least like a 12-hour stream. Shouldn't be too difficult. So I'm gonna have to catch you guys later. Hope you guys have a wonderful time, and of course, this URL will be posted right in the description for you guys. Have a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow.